What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video, and today I'm going to be doing my NFL Week 5 game picks for this weekend's NFL games. There is 4 teams on a bye, so only 14 games to predict for this weekend, so let's get straight into it. So guys, Thursday night football this week is the Patriots travelling to the Buccaneers. Now Patriots lost against the Panthers last Sunday, big win for us. The defense is not looking very good, but offense, as always, still absolute class with Tom Brady at quarterback. Now they've gone to 2-2 basically, and that's poor for them. Obviously reigning champs from last year, and they're going up against the Buccaneers side, who did not play in week 1 because of the Hurricanes. So they're 2-1. So they beat the Giants last week, the Buccaneers did. And this will be a good game, I think. But I think the Patriots, just with their quality, will just hold off the Buccaneers in this week and pick up a win, a much-needed win against the Buccaneers. Moving on next, we've got the Jets versus the Browns at 6 o'clock on Sunday. Now, probably, in my opinion, the 2 worst teams in NFL, but the Jets are doing quite well this season. They are 2-2, much better than people were expecting them to do, and Browns 0-4. Now I think the Jets will win this one, beating the Browns, sending the Browns, carrying on the Browns losing streak. Now next game is my game, the Panthers game. We are travelling to Detroit to play the Detroit Lions, also 6 o'clock on Sunday. Now this is the second game in a row, which is a really tough one for us. Detroit, I think they're 2nd or 3rd in the power rankings this week, so a very decent team. Both 3-1, but at the Lions, I think they'll just edge us on this one. But to go to 3-2 after 5 games, I would have taken that, comparing the start we had. But yeah, Lions, another tough game. I wasn't expecting us to beat the Patriots last week, so that's a bonus for us. But I think Lions will just about edge it this week. Moving on, we've got the 49ers against the Colts. 49ers yet to win a game, lost in overtime a couple of weeks ago, so they're going up against the Colts, who are 1-3. So they're going up against the Colts, who are 1-3. Colts, probably a disappointing start to the season. I would have expected them to be maybe 2-2. So a disappointing start, but I think they will definitely beat the 49ers this week because they have a much stronger team, in my opinion. Now moving on to the Titans versus the Dolphins. Now Titans are 2-2, Dolphins are 1-2 after that shutout. After they got shut out by the Saints at Wembley last week. Now Dolphins are struggling without their main quarterback, Jay Cutler, in at quarterback at the moment, and they're struggling a bit on offense really. And I think the Titans will beat the Dolphins this weekend, so that will take the Dolphins to 1-3. A bit of improvement needed there. Moving on to the Bills versus the Bengals. Now the Bills have had a really good start to the season, 3-1. Their only loss coming against us. Going up against the Bengals, who got their first win of the season last week. So 1-3, and I think the Bills will win this one to carry on their good start. So Bills winning that one against the Bengals. Now next game is the Chargers at the Giants. Now the Giants is the big talking point of this year so far. Now Giants 0-4, probably considered to be one of the best teams in football. Struggling, really struggling on offense and defense this year. Eli Manning not having a good start to the season, but coming up against a Chargers side who I don't see much quality in, if I'm totally honest with you. So I think Giants will finally get their first win of the season at home against the Chargers. Next up is Jaguars against the Steelers. Now Steelers, I think, are a very decent team with Ben Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown coming up against the Jaguars of Blake Bortles. Now Jaguars are 2-2, Steelers are 3-1. I think the Steelers will win this one as well and carry on their winning start, take them to 4-1 for the season. Now the last 6 o'clock game is the Cardinals at the Eagles. Now Eagles are, I think, a very decent team. Coming up against the Cardinals, who are 2-2. average start to the season. I think Eagles will comfortably win this one. Moving on to the 9:05, 4:05 in America time, we have the Seahawks at the Rams. Now Rams, first time this week in the top 10 of the power rankings ever. They've never been in the top 10 of the power rankings until now, coming up against the Seahawks at home. Now, coming off the win last week against the Cowboys, I think the Rams will actually beat the Seahawks here, and they are having an absolutely brilliant start to the season. Seahawks 2-2, I thought they were going to do well, possibly get to the Super Bowl or NFC Championship, but they're 2-2, average start really, and I fancy the Rams this week. I fancy the Rams to beat the Seahawks at home, and take them to 4-1, which not many people would have expected after the first 5 games of the season. So yeah, I think the Rams will beat the Seahawks. Big win for them if they pull that off. Now moving on, we've got the Ravens coming up against the Raiders. Raiders 2-2, Ravens 2-2, both average teams in my opinion. I think this will be quite a tight game, but I think the Raiders will just edge it, even without their quarterback Derek Carr. Now moving on to the 9:25 kickoff, big game this, probably the biggest game of the week. Packers coming up against the Cowboys at the Cowboys, which I think will be a really tight game and a very good game as well. Packers, good start to the season, 3-1, and the Cowboys 2-2. This is a tough one really, because they're both good sides. I don't know who's going to win. I'm going to say the Cowboys on this one. I think they'll just edge it. I think they'll rise to the occasion and beat the Packers at home. That'll still be a very tight game in that one. Now, coming on to the only unbeaten team left in football, the Kansas City Chiefs away against the Houston Texans, another very decent team. Now, this will be another tight one, but I fancy the Chiefs to carry on their unbeaten start, even on the road. That's on Sunday Night Football. And I fancy the Chiefs to carry on their unbeaten start against the Texans, who look alright with Deshaun Watson coming in at quarterback. I think he is a good prospect for the future. So yeah, Chiefs winning that one. Now moving on to the final game of my Week 5 game picks, I've got the Vikings against the Bears. Now Bears 1-3 and Vikings 2-2. I think the Vikings will win this one away on the road against the Bears. I fancy them to edge it, just with Kyle Rudolph at tight end, wide receiver. I fancy the Vikings to edge it to going 3-2 and carry on the Bears' struggles this season. So there you go, guys. They are my game picks for Week 5 of the NFL season. Hope you did enjoy. If you did, make sure you leave a like on this video, subscribe if you are new, and and share this video as well. Yeah, hope you did enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next video coming very soon to the channel. Road to 200 subs. As always, we're getting so close now. And yeah, subscribe if you're new, and tell all your friends to subscribe to me as well. We're going to get to 200 very soon. I can feel it. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you for the next video coming soon. Peace out.